by right mouse clicking and opening the attribute table like so. There's also a shortcut up here that allows you to open the attribute table. So there are a couple of ways of getting to that. Sometimes you want to mess around with a layer, but not necessarily destroy it. So one thing you can do is right mouse click and duplicate. So you end up with a duplicate copy of the layer. So I can start working with this copy, and if I really mess things up, I can go back to my original copy. Once I'm done with this one, I can do a save as and save a version of this particular file, and that way you have a chance to try different things out without worrying about the consequences. You can open the attribute table for this duplicate version, and there's a pencil tool here to allow you editing. So the moment that you allow editing, I can edit the attributes as well as the geographies. You can see here that every single inflection point is highlighted. That means you can move it and mess it all you want, etc. You remember that we had these two fields that were empty, and you wondered why I kept having two empty fields. Well, just want to show you how you can actually get rid of things that you don't want. So I can click on the delete field, and I can select neighbors and say OK, and that's gone now. I can select delete field sum, and sum is gone now. So very easy to get rid of these things. Then I can click on the pencil tool, and it will ask me, do you want to save the changes I made? I'll say sure, save. And now you'll see that I only have two fields. When I go back in here and click on something, I no longer have those two extra fields with that information. So all I have is local code, local name, and now my urban category. So it makes reading this whole thing a little simpler. I can once again bring up the attribute table, click edit again, and I can then press this open field calculator, and you can also see that there's a shortcut on the main menu for it as well. And this allows me to create a new variable using information that's already in here. So one thing I can do then is press there, create a new field. I'll call this field zone, and I'll make it a text string, and I'll make it 4 characters wide. Now we need to tell it what operation we're going to do. All the operations are right here. So we have the fields, and we saw that before so that we can see the field names. But we also have all the different kinds of operations. I'm going to do a string operation. To get the zone number, all I need to do is look at the first 2 digits of my local code number, and I'll give me my zone number. So if I want to have things by zone number, I can easily do it that way. So it's a string operation. So I go here and double click on left, and then I go to my fields and double click on local code, and now I need to do (2) and close the bracket. And the moment I do that, it shows me that the operation is okay, and the output review, instead of giving me an error, it shows me Z2 because that's the first one that it finds on the list, which is this one right here. So I can press OK, and now you see that I have a new field called zone, and the zones are right there. And now I can click on my pencil. Do you want to save it? Yes. What I can do now is color things by zone. So I double click, I select my style. Instead of single symbol, we want things categorized using that new field that we created called zone. Press the classify button, and if we want with the default, those are the colors that it would use. And you saw how easy it is to change the colors to something else, and so on. So yeah, perhaps I'll change this one to be red or something to make it stand out a bit more. And this one to be orange. And that looks okay. Apply. And those are distinct enough. And there we are. We have edited the attributes, and we have actually colored things out. The other thing you can do with attribute tables is do selections. Remember how we did selections up here using this shortcut? You also have the same functionality right here, and it's identical. So we basically can do a selection using the field, and so in this case we press field, and here's my urban, and then equal to, and then I click on get all unique. Oh, I clicked on zone, so I get my categories there, and I can select the rural and then press select, and now you see that my rural areas have been selected. It's that simple. And then of course I can unselect everything as before. So very easy to work with attribute tables. The functionality is very similar to what is in ArcGIS. If you've used attribute table analysis in there, it's all very similar in here. So no new information really. It's just another way of dealing with stuff.